Hey guys, welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time here with me. I know that there's a lot of places you can go, and so I appreciate you spending it here. But today, what I want to talk to you about is just some of the keys that you need to know about your resume. So, resume holds up a lot of people from actually changing jobs or applying to jobs because it takes time putting a resume together, updating a resume. It's a daunting task that tends to bog people down. What I want to talk to you about is just how much the resume has changed and the importance of how that change impacts you as a job seeker. So, if you're somebody who maybe you're just starting out and you're thinking about applying to jobs or putting your resume together, maybe you're stuck in a job that you absolutely hate and are starting the process of exploring other opportunities, but maybe haven't applied just yet. Or maybe you're in the third bucket, you've been applying but haven't really seen a ton of success. What I want to emphasize in this video, and I'm not going to be able to solve all of it, but I want to make sure that I'm emphasizing just how much the resume has shifted and why technology is playing such a big factor in how successful you are with your resume. I'm going to cover this, but just keep in mind a lot of these insights are in other videos in my channel, on my website. I do have a full course on everything that you can do to prepare better and get the job that you really want. But it's so important to call out. So what's happened with the resume over the last 5-10 years is technology completely plays a part in how your resume is read and how you as a job seeker are perceived by that company at the early stage. So when you click apply to a job, most companies today have an applicant tracking system. It's called an ATS. A lot of companies are leaning on an ATS as a system of record. So when you apply, your resume goes into their ATS. It goes into their system, and based on how qualified you are, it will rank and score you based on how your resume is written. So I'm going to say that again. When you apply, your resume goes into a company's applicant tracking system. That applicant tracking system is ranking you as a candidate for the job that you're applying to before a human ever even sees your resume. And how they're ranking you, there's a lot of different criteria that goes into it. It's a little bit of artificial intelligence, AI built into the product. But what they're doing is they're ranking you as a candidate based on keywords, job titles, all these different elements that you don't specifically have insight into. But that's what's ranking you as a candidate and ranking you as either a strong match or not a strong match. And so that's why if you're somebody who's been applying but maybe not seeing a ton of results or positive results from those applications or interviews from those applications, likely your resume isn't strong for what you're applying to. So you really need to take into account just the keywords within what you're applying to, the job descriptions that you're most often applying to, and also job titles. So the other element to this, and if you're thinking about updating your resume, writing your resume for the first time, or again, maybe you're just not having a lot of success, which is okay, what you need to think about is what are you applying to, and are you being consistent about your apply path? So if you're applying to one particular type of job, but you're applying to hundreds of companies, you can really tailor your resume to that type of job. Because if you look at a job description for that particular type of job across 100 companies, the job description should be relatively similar, right? The qualifications, the key responsibilities, key requirements, all should look relatively similar because a lot of companies are hiring for the same type of role. That's why companies compete for talent. And so the job description tends to look pretty similar. So again, if you're applying to the same type of job and you're keeping your application trail pretty consistent, you can tailor your resume to one job description that looks a lot like hundreds or thousands of companies' job descriptions for that same type of job, right? And so what I would encourage you to do if you're just starting out, you know kind of what you want to apply to, you're putting your resume together, look at 10, 20 different job descriptions, read through them. If you can, print them out, get a highlighter, and start identifying keywords that they're using. Where you're going to find these keywords are in the requirements, in the qualifications, in the daily responsibilities section of that resume. And pick out what are the keywords that they keep using, or what words are they using to describe the job that you would be doing. Those are the keywords. Those are the words that likely artificial intelligence and applicant tracking system is going to be ranking your resume against. Also, they're likely going to be looking at job titles. So if you're somebody who has an obscure job title built in, or maybe you're at a company today that has a really obscure job title, A great example of this is, a terrible example, but a great example is director of first impressions. I see that all the time for somebody who is, in a customer service role or a front desk role or receptionist type role. And in reality, that's not what the job is, right? But it's a fun job title for that company, for that specific role. But that is not a job title that serves you as an applicant or on your resume. And so you want to make sure that you're standardizing your previous job titles to make sure that it falls in line with the industry that you're applying to and with what you actually did. Then beyond that, look at the job descriptions for what you're applying to. Now, one little caveat here, if you're applying to a lot of different jobs, so maybe a marketing role or sales role, customer service role, those are three very different verticals, very different industries, and you need 3 resumes for that. If you're applying to the same job or, with one resume to multiple industries and multiple different types of jobs, you're going to have a very low probability of success because you're not able to tailor keywords or match keywords to what you're applying to, right? So you need to have one resume that's focused specifically on sales, and you're looking at whatever role within sales that you're applying to. Maybe it's an account director or an account manager or inside sales or whatever that is. But you need to look at 10 different job descriptions around that job title. And then from there, you need to pick out those keywords that are most relevant, and you need to map and mirror your resume with those keywords. You need to write your resume in a way that reads like you're qualified based on the job description that you're applying to. Now, certainly I am absolutely not advocating lie. Don't lie. But if your experience is in line, likely if you're applying to a job, it's because you've got some experience around that. Tailor your experience to what they're looking for. What is the lens that they are evaluating your resume through? It's that job description. So find those keywords, put all the keywords in your resume where it applies, and then do that for each one of the different tracks that you're applying to. So sales, you've got a sales specific resume that follows or falls in line with the job description that you're applying to. Same with marketing, same with customer service. You are going to have a higher probability of success when you're applying because your resume is written for that job that you're applying to. And you can apply to hundreds or thousands of companies with that same resume because the job descriptions are all likely going to match pretty close. And so these are the basics. If you're just starting out, or if you're just thinking about dipping your toe in the water to switch jobs, or maybe you've been applying but just haven't had the success that you really want, you need to be thinking about these basics around the resume. Guys, check out my website. I've got a lot more content around the resume specifically. I've got resume templates that you can utilize. I've got other videos on how to write your resume and different tips. And then I also have a full comprehensive course that covers resumes as well. Also, last thing, hit subscribe. I drop 2 videos every week. It's all centered around advice to help you get the job that you really want, help you with interview advice. It's all tactical advice to help you in every area possible. Guys, thanks so much. Hopefully this was helpful.